Hey, what's up guys? This is John from American Home Contractors. Really excited to tell you about this James Hardie fiber cement project that we're gonna be starting next week down here in College Park, Maryland. So this is over a 100-year-old property. Right now it's got wood siding on it. We're gonna be taking off not just the siding itself, but also all the trim, the corners, the fascias, the rakes, etc., and putting on fiber cement products. To give you guys a little 101 with siding, a lot of what you see is vinyl because it's relatively cost effective compared to a wood, a composite, or something like fiber cement. So what is fiber cement? It is 90% cement, and then the rest of it is a combination of sand, water, and resins. What's great about it is that not only is it insect proof, not only does it not absorb moisture, but it is Class A fire rated. Right now, what you'll see with this house is there are two different styles of siding, okay? They're all wood, but on the lower parts, you have just the traditional lap siding, meaning horizontally placed panels. On the upper parts, you have shake style siding. So this is very common back in the day. It is not as common today simply because it's very expensive. You know, it is as expensive of a style of siding as you will find. Looks great, but this homeowner was ready to make a change, and we're gonna be doing all lap siding the whole way up the walls now. Another really cool part of this project too is what we're putting behind the siding. Okay, so a lot of projects, we put a traditional house wrap moisture barrier, which is really just to keep any water from getting in if it does get behind the siding. It's not adding any sort of insulating effect. We do offer a great product though that this customer has decided to go with called ESP Low E House Wrap. We have customers comment that it looks like we're wrapping their house in aluminum foil. It does use an aluminum foil face to help reflect a lot of heat and stop it from transferring through the walls. Many customers do see a reduction in their energy costs when they get this product, which is awesome because it's return on investment that you get beyond just the resale value that you've added to the house by putting on new siding. You can actually start getting money back in your pocket the day this siding is finished. But we're gonna be checking in during and after as well to show you guys not just how we put it together, but obviously the finished results as well. Well, if you take a look, you can actually see how reflective the low E house wrap is. You know, you don't want to get it too close to it. If the sun's shining on it, you're gonna need some glasses at the very least, right? So it is actually waterproof, so you don't have to add additional moisture barrier over top of it before you install the siding. However, there are places where the pieces of the low E wrap come together, and you want to make sure that there's no chance that any water could get between them. So as you'll see, they put this house wrap tape in between any of those seams. They also put it around the windows and doors, but they're making sure that those seams are sealed up and you're not going to have any issues. Hardie is really big on making sure that water is not going to get in at any point. So part of their install mandates is that you install this flashing down here at the bottom so that you start the siding up from that point, but it gives you that water protection to make sure it pushes any water back out onto the deck and you're not going to leak in between, which then often causes leaks down in people's basements. One of the design choices that you have for a project like this is what size of the trim do you have. So particularly around the windows, when somebody looks at the wall, the bigger the trim, the bolder the look is gonna be. And in this case, the customer went with a pretty bold look. So it is 1x6, AKA 6-inch wide trim around the 3 sides of the window, and then the window sill is much thinner than that. Because this siding is a bigger profile, 7 inches per piece on the wall, you want a bigger trim, you know, because that's gonna accent and complement it nicely, and it's gonna help bring those windows out even if the windows aren't as big themselves. And then you also have the corner post trim of the house. Most of the time, that's gonna be a pretty standard 4-inch, anywhere from 4 to 6 inches. Most houses you're gonna see are gonna be 4. But again, if you wanna go a little bit bigger, there's certainly options to do that. My pointer. So above any window or door, in order to help with water shedding and make sure that it's not leaking there, they have to install something called Z-flashing. It's called that because of the way that it's shaped. And if you look at the top of this door, you'll see the bottom edge of the Z-flashing coming down onto there. So the top of it runs across the top of the window trim, and then there's another bend that makes it go 90 degrees up behind the siding. So you can't see most of it, but that's what's really making sure you have correct water protection and it's going to run off of there when it rains. You can see a lot of the nails where the trim boards are held in with. Part of the last thing we have to do with the siding is they go around with some touch-up paint and they touch up those nail holes so that everything's looking clean. Don't even know they're there. So when you cut into this product, you can see how it has that fibrous look to it. Again, this product is 90% cement. The remaining 10% is sand, water, and resins. If you were to cut one of the trim boards as well, it looks exactly the same inside of here, even though the trim boards look like a different product on the outside than the siding panels do. You'll also see here's the nail line, right? You've got about a 1/2 inch of space where you want to hit that nail into. And it's not just about where you hit the nail, it's also about doing it with the proper amount of force. Because if you drive that nail in too hard, whether you hammer it in too much or you have that nail gun set too high, it can actually cause the siding to crack. So this is something our guys are aware of. They've been installing this product for years. They know how to have it set so that not only is the nail in the proper place, but it's with the proper amount of power. So you guys will notice here how it says HZ5. So this is another unique feature about Hardie, is that they're the only siding manufacturer that actually manufactures for 2 different climate zones. There's Hardie Zone 5 and Hardie Zone 10. Because we do deal with a little colder climates, they manufacture it slightly different to be dealing with the harsh winters versus down in Miami, Florida, where you need to be more worried about 110-degree summers. So it's gonna last well in both seasons. It's made to hold up in any type of weather, but there is slight change in the manufacturing process based on the climate it's being shipped to. Well, a lot of long days, a lot of hard work, but now the project's all finished. The homeowner is really happy with the results, and I think you're gonna see everything came out great. One of the big things is like the caulk lines, you know, coming up and down. So anywhere where it meets a corner, meets a window, making sure that that's not looking too bulky and also looking straight. Before we did the project, all of his soffits, AKA the overhangs of the roofs, were just open. You could see the underside of the roof decking that was up there. So what we did here is we installed what we call hidden vent vinyl soffit all around the perimeter. As you can see, you don't really notice the vents, but if you zoom in the camera, look close enough in between the slots, you'll be able to see where those openings are to allow for the venting. If that air is just stagnant sitting there in the attic, it doesn't have anything coming in at the lower points, it's not going to ventilate as much and be as efficient as it would as if there's something coming in and helping it get up there. This window, they had to do a curved flashing all the way around the top of that. Most windows and doors are squared off, right? Well, in some cases you have something different like this guy right here, where it's an arched window at the top. So they have to do a custom aluminum bend with the metal and cut it at a certain angle to help the water run off down the sides. American Home Contractors is a proud certified James Hardie installer. Please visit AmericanHomeContractors.com or give us a call today if you want more information. Smash that like button.